Sure the Banelings don't get to connect. He is on that left side as well, just trying to, or the right side as well, just trying to push back creep, and he does get the tank set up over here. This base of Reynor is actually going to be a bit of a troublesome one to defend because the tanks will cover the ramp. The units have to move up. It wasn't so bad in the end there, but yeah, you can't let Byun kind of take that down easily, as now this hatchery in trouble, and we're going to need some Banelings to break that position.
Yeah, without Banelings, it's going to be very difficult to keep that fourth base alive. I mean, we can run all of our Zerglings in, but that is going to be the end for the majority of them. Most of the Banelings over here dodged as well. Banes do show up, but Byun decided to pick up and get on out of there before the Banelings could connect. This base is in a whole lot of trouble, Wardy.
Yeah, he lost so many Banelings running forward earlier. He's going to have to run in now again, but the tanks put in some serious work. There's no secondary attack at the same time. There's no pincer movement like you might so often see, and that means that Byun has had a good couple of trades. He's about to take an upgrade lead as well, and that might be enough for Byun to push on through.
Byun trying to see if he can potentially obtain a victory in the series right here, right now. His siege tanks do end up getting surrounded. Okay, they at the very least are taken out. The creep spread here is still looking decent, but I think it's about time we evacuate this base. We need new Banelings, and well, they're just now morphing in.
There's no Banelings at all, so we are going to come through. This hatchery will go down. We've got some Marines already working on the drones as well, so you might be able to replace a base, but making these drones a second time is going to be very difficult. Reynor is losing out on a big lot of stuff. And all of a sudden, Byun is looking fantastic, as he has still got some siege tank reduction here as well. So you're still able to hold this position and now starts working into the next base along.
+2/+2 done right here for our player in blue. Reynor forced to evacuate towards another expansion as well. Somewhere far out on the left side of the map. Byun just took care of 12 workers, he took care of 2 hatcheries, and he still has a phenomenal army. This is that timing window you were talking about earlier. It's because of that opener that Byun decided to go for that he's got about a minute or so where he's just so far ahead as far as the upgrades go.
So many drones are going down in that main base as well. The units that are showing up are just not enough. The Baneling's finally going to get here to push this back. We've killed off structures in this main base as well, so Reynor's going to be limited on what he can make. We're seeing creep spread cleaned out everywhere, and Byun is taking bigger and better control of this map. Finally, Reynor's upgrades are evening out, but Byun's already on his way to 3-3. Just needs to be careful on creep against these Banelings. Reynor is going to have a good chase back here, but it is into a lot of siege tanks. But he will get on top of the tank, and he is going to win one fight that he maybe wasn't meant to.
He doesn't have any lurkers coming up here either. That's another about 10 supply going down. The Banelings here in the middle of the map as well do snipe all of those Marines. Byun just lost probably about 40 supply worth of units over the last half minute.
He just lost everything. He lost his medevacs, he lost his push, he lost his reinforcements. Byun's supply has absolutely plummeted in the last few moments. And Reynor is kind of back in this game a little bit.
No, that wasn't meant to happen at all. Byun was at a game-winning advantage. There was no saving grace here for Reynor. The creep spread was looking all right here on the left side of the map, but we didn't have lurkers, we didn't have hive tech, we've got a whole lot of nothing. Now Byun forced to play this a little bit defensively. He does not decide to continue the aggression here. I think instead he decides to wait until his 3-3 upgrades are done. But that is a frustrating moment though. He must have lost what was at least 40 supply worth of units for essentially nothing.
It was a lot that went down super quickly. It's fortunate he did so much damage leading up to it, because otherwise that would have been game ending in Reynor's favor. Yeah. Byun had to lift up his main base. This was a big 3-base push that seemed like it had the job done, but now he's going to have to make that main base his 4th. That means no planetary fortress there. And Byun just has to reset and has to put in a lot more work once again that he kind of had already done in this game. Let's see what he can do in this corner. There's a lot of units. Don't think you'll find anything here. Reynor is just so well set up, already thinking about what Byun might be doing next.
Okay, so the base at the 12 o'clock position is very ambitious. I just don't see a way for that to happen. That medevac drop, though, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map also shut down pretty handily. Reynor trying to sneak out a hive. He's probably thinking about a lurker then, right? That's really where he wants to be, but it's so expensive. He doesn't have a lot of cash here, and he needs to try and stay alive while he's teching up towards those expensive units. So maybe just going for upgrades for now is enough. Either way, Byun has finished up +3/+3 on his infantry, or at the very least the +3 armor here is just seconds away from being done. He's found the base at the 12 o'clock position as well. I almost feel like that is bait though. There's no way that Reynor actually anticipated that this expansion was going to mine. He's taken the bases on the left side of the map. Those are really nicely tucked away behind a lot of creep.
Yep, Byun just going to knock this one down easily. The few lings pop out, they get away. Byun, not much else to do here apart from look to push elsewhere, pushing up this top side. There's no gain to be made anymore. Reynor's going to come into the center a little bit. Reynor's put himself in a weird spot, man. Like, he's looking to chase those units up there, but he needs to be careful not to get dragged into a fight he doesn't necessarily need to take. These few Banes and Lings running forward. Byun was quick to pick up and back away. Of course, if you do push here, you could dive the main base.
4 Vipers, that's why we're going up towards the Hive. Reynor is just going to try and make Hydraling Bane and a bunch of Vipers to maybe get some good Blinding Clouds, maybe a few Abductions. He doesn't want to pull the trigger though until those Vipers are out and until they have at least a little bit of energy. Byun has a whole lot of creep to go through, and I wonder if that's going to buy Reynor enough time to get those Vipers into the battle as well. It's going to give him enough time at the very least to max out.
Oh, a few Banelings do decide to commit forward here as Reynor loses a little bit. Like you say, those Vipers are out. They're going to be gaining energy as we speak. And the tanks, they are pretty well split up, but 4 Vipers means you've got enough Blinding Clouds in theory to deal with this. Byun putting himself in a position to maybe force a bigger fight, but again, Reynor might have just slowed this down enough to get the tech online, and that gives him a bit of a better chance.
Vipers have a skill called Blinding Cloud. It's going to be absolutely critical. Now, I love that.
Yeah.
Looking down the rocks here is beautiful. Trying to create more and more choke points. I think those Lings and Banes are going to try and commit to a surround instead. Either way, though, where are the Vipers? The Vipers are so critical in this particular engagement. Well, I think they must be ready right now because the Zerg decides to commit.
Reinforcements coming in from Byun, but they're not there yet, and Byun's kind of backed into a corner, locking down those rocks, has locked him in, and Reynor just smashes through everything. Reynor, he put Byun in a position where Byun just had no space to move to, and that is GG. Reynor turns this lost game around and gets himself a Game 5 victory.
Reynor realizes the situation that he was in, though. This game was his to lose, but he ended up taking a phenomenal engagement multiple times in a row. His opponent making a little mistake, and that's all he needed to get back into it. And that means he actually ends up winning this quarterfinals 3-2 over Byun.
Yeah, fantastic.